You've got to set clear boundaries with the people in your life, with your business, with your friends, with everything. It is important to do this because by not having boundaries, you are not just increasing your burnout, but you're teaching other people that you're available 24/7, or you will drop things to do things for people at any given hour. Boundaries are not about hurting people. Boundaries are about actually protecting you and creating a deeper connection with those in your life. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Power in the Pause podcast. How are you guys doing today? As a reminder, do not forget to hit that subscribe button so that you do not miss any single one of my episodes, because I release one every single week. And I would greatly appreciate it if you would please hit that 5-star button and leave that 5-star rating so that more people can find this podcast. It's super important that you help me in that mission. So I appreciate you so much for doing that. Now, I wanted to come in and talk to you guys today about something that I am hearing quite constantly from not just my clients, but in my communities. And that is one of my favorite topics, which is all about how do we balance life and work? Now, this is especially relevant right now because we are heading into back to school. We are coming back into the groove of juggling, our kids and business and life, and coming out of summer sleeping in mode. And, for those of you who have known me for quite some time, I always think that balance is like a seesaw, right? That it's always off kilter, but that there is a time and a place where you are back in that balancing place. And so what really happens in the desire to balance is you're creating momentum. So today's topic is going to talk about that. It's going to talk about how to balance work and life so that you can maintain momentum without feeling burnout, which I know a lot of us feel, especially heading back into what we would call the school year. And this is something that I have experienced myself because we live in a world that is constantly pushing us to do more, check more boxes. And it's so easy to get caught up in the momentum of checking crap off our list that we completely lose track of our well-being in pursuit of wanting to have what we call success. But what if I told you that there is actually a way to stay in the momentum, but you don't have to sacrifice your health or your happiness in the process? So if that sounds exciting to you, then I'm going to invite you to keep tuning in, because I'm going to start this conversation today by talking about one of the words that I cannot stand. And that word is hustle. We live in the world of hustle culture. And to me, hustle is a myth. So the myth around the hustle is, to me, what is creating burnout is being created by the hustle mentality that we are all living in. We have grown up believing or being taught or being told that we have goals that we get to set and we must achieve them. And we have to get there by working nonstop. How many of you grew up with that? I know that I did, right? Now, there's a difference between nonstop work and dedication. And dedication, yes, is very, very important. However, we take dedication to a whole other level because we think that the level of dedication required to achieve our goals has to come at the cost of our well-being. And that is a very, very dangerous misconception. So I want to talk through a couple of points here to help each and every one of you guys to avoid the burnout, as it is that you are staying in momentum of life and of your business. So the first step and the first point that I want to make is identifying and understanding what your signs of burnout are. So burnout isn't something that just It's like a strike of lightning. It comes out of the blue. What it actually is it's a gradual process that is fueled. You're fueling it by your stress and constant need to overdo it. And so some of these early signs of burnout are going to be when you're feeling exhausted, when you stop having passion for what it is that you do or who it is that is on your team. And you're starting to notice a decrease in your productivity. I know I was at this point not too long ago, and I made the conscious choice that it was time for me to slow the fuck down. And I made a conscious decision to really stay in the momentum of self-care, because otherwise I was going to get to a place of burnout. And it's important to recognize these signs early on, because otherwise it is going to knock you on your ass. It is going to knock you down so far that you are not going to be able to get up for a lot longer than it would take if you started taking steps early when you recognize the signs. Okay. The next point that I want to make for you about this is creating a schedule that allows you to feel like you are juggling enough balls in the air. So balance isn't about splitting time evenly between work and life. That's why I talk about balance as a seesaw. It's about ensuring that you're paying attention to the side that needs attention when they deserve it, right? It's like you get what you get and you don't get upset. You get attention when you need it. So having balance in work and in life and in your schedule doesn't mean that you work less or you work more. It means that you work smarter, which to me means that you get present. So making sure that getting present in your life ensures that you incorporate slow down, that you incorporate moments of breath, moments of recharge, so that you can maintain what is required of you energetically, with, enthusiasm, with passion, with joy, with happiness, as it is that you're going about pursuing what it is that you desire in life and in business. The next thing that is crucial to avoiding burnout is setting boundaries for yourself. This is something I have been talking about for 8+ years in my career. It is something that I wear truly a badge of boundary setting badass very proudly, because it is so important. I learned this in my divorce. You've got to set clear boundaries with the people in your life, with your business, with your friends, with everything. It is important to do this because by not having boundaries, you are not just increasing your burnout, but you're teaching other people that you're available 24/7, or you will drop things to do things for people at any given hour. Boundaries are not about hurting people. Boundaries are about actually protecting you and creating a deeper connection with those in your life. It enables you to get more present. So this was something I was really bad at, and I was bad at it even in my corporate career. We get so worried about what are people going to say, what are people going to think if we don't respond. If we, social media has created this like instant gratification that we've all become accustomed to. And so again, it's what's creating this hustle that we think that we have to be a part of. But you've got to create a boundary between you and business, you and other people, in order for you to ensure that you are not going to burn out, that you are actually giving attention to the things that require your attention. And to take that even a step further, it's about, you want to be present. You want to give 100% of yourself to everything that is important to you. But you can't do that if you are juggling and multitasking. I used to think multitasking was a badge of honor, and it is not. Because what that tells me is that I'm not giving 100% to anything at any given time, because I'm always thinking about something else. So imagine if you set boundaries, and you set boundaries around giving 100%. to your family, giving 100% to work, and creating those boundaries in your life. Turn off those phone notifications, right? Turn off put your phone on sleep mode, whatever it is. Put your phone in a box. When I was just on vacation in Maui, I put my phone in my room. I didn't allow work to come in between me and my family time, right? I wasn't going to let anything take me out of being present in this moment with my children. And if you're experiencing burnout, it tells me that you don't have boundaries. It tells me that you are in constant motion, which leads me to point number 4, which is really about pacing yourself. Now, we think that momentum has to come at a high speed, but it doesn't. It doesn't mean that you have to be in constant motion. It's actually about creating and figuring out your pace that is sustainable for you. And it's going to look different than somebody else's. So you've got to get out of the comparison game. So that may look like you taking regular breaks throughout the day. It may mean you creating different mindfulness practices. Maybe it's meditation, maybe it's breathing. Because what I have learned over the last 8 years of entrepreneurship is that building in recovery periods throughout the day for yourself are not nice to haves. They're not a luxury. They are essential. They are absolutely essential to keep your engine running without overheating. And so one of the ways that you get to pace yourself is step number 5, which is something I used to be horrible at and think that it was a weakness, but I've learned that it is a strength. And that, my friends, is delegating and/or asking for help. To avoid burnout, it is important that you know and practice and become an expert in asking for help, because you do not have to do everything yourself. Delegating anything, whether that's in your home or at work, is a strength. And it is going to allow you to focus on what really matters, revenue producing opportunities. It is going to prevent you from spreading yourself too thin and hitting that burnout wall. Trust me, I have been there. I have always said to myself, oh, but I can get it done so much faster. You probably can. And what is that taking you out of that isn't an income producing activity? Or what is the lesson that you are taking away from someone else learning? That is a life lesson. Maybe it's for your kid. Maybe it's for a colleague, right? You're robbing other people of an experience. You're robbing yourself of time that you complain that you don't have enough of. Now, balancing work and life without burnout is an ongoing journey. Okay. I'm not sitting here telling you I am perfect at this every single day. I am not. But what I am good at is ensuring that I am conscious of the choices that I make, that I am intentional in the decisions that I make. And I am intentional and conscious around incorporating my well-being alongside my goals. Because success isn't just about getting to the destination, you guys. It's about the path. It is about looking around, getting present, the path that is going to get you there. Okay? Creating some sort of balance, setting boundaries, prioritizing self-care, asking for help. All these things will continue to help you grow and to stay in momentum without sacrificing your health and your happiness, because I know that's what you desire at the end of the day. So if there's anything that you've learned from this podcast today, if there's anything that I can part ways with you about, it is to see the power in the pause, to create the balance that you desire, because the balance is going to come not in burnout speed, but in understanding what your pace gets to look like in that balance and knowing that it's going to be like a seesaw. You focus your attention to what needs it when it needs it without the guilt of you're taking from something else. You're not taking from, you are always giving to so that you can give again. So thank you guys for tuning into today's episode. I am going to ask that if today's episode resonated with you, please share this episode with someone you know who might be struggling with burnout or might just need a little pick me up today around what it is that they are struggling with in their life. You never know the difference that you can make just by hitting the copy link and sending this to somebody. And again, as a reminder, please do not forget to hit subscribe so that you get more tips around how it is that you can see the power in the pause in your life. Thank you so much for tuning in, sending you so much love and light always. Mwah. Bye, everybody.